Well, my oldest daughter became quite British sounding over the course of the year that I was here for Mary Poppins, and she was sort of saying things like bath and water.
Many in the entertainment industry consider Emily Blunt to be among the most gifted actors of her time. A disturbing fact, however, lurks beneath the critically acclaimed films and major accolades. Long ago, she was unable to utter a single word. Every interaction became a nightmare for Blunt as a youngster due to his bad stammer. Emily Blunt, though, had more than one speech issue to overcome. Additionally, she battled illogical concerns that were so out of the ordinary that not even she could completely comprehend them. And her life was still far from ideal, even after entering the glittering limelight of Hollywood. Their much publicized affair began as a fantasy but ended in rumors of betrayal, leaving scars that have never really healed for either of them. Then, tell me about Emily Blunt. Over the stage's illumination. Has stardom come at too high a cost? How about her? Has she really overcome her past? On the other hand, is she still mired in ongoing, unseen struggles? Assume you have a comprehensive understanding of Emily Blunt? Maybe you'll reconsider when you hear the truth. Formative years. Blunt, Emily Olivia Leah, was born into an illustrious family in London, England on February 23, 1983. Their marital status was that of a teacher and a lawyer. And maybe no one in the family ever thought their young child would become a renowned actress in Hollywood. It seems that Emily's upbringing totally disproved that notion. She was terrified of speaking because of her bad stammer. She felt alone and teased by her classmates since even basic statements were difficult for her to articulate. To Emily's memory, I was a bright youngster. Nonetheless, my words failed to convey my intended meaning. She lost self-assurance every time she attempted to communicate due to the distorted noises. Her parents visited many speech therapists in an effort to find relief, trying everything from deep breathing exercises to ways for relaxing the muscles. But it was ineffective. Emily couldn't break out of her own reality, no matter how much she wanted to. Then a teacher at her school made an interesting discovery one day. He challenged Emily to recite a scene from a play in a character other than herself. What is the outcome? For the first time ever, she was able to speak with ease. The limitations of her speech disappeared the moment she changed herself from Emily Blunt to a character. She found relief from her stuttering and an escape via acting. Forever altered was Emily Blunt's life trajectory at that moment. Hollywood might not have discovered the remarkable performer she is now if it hadn't been for it. The King's Speech, in which Colin Firth notably played King George VI, was based on Emily's childhood speech impediment, as pointed out by Firth. In an unusual turn of events, she found herself drawn to the theater and the world of movie by way of one of her life's biggest obstacles. Start of one's professional life. Emily Blunt attended the esteemed art school Hurtwood House after the pivotal moment in her life. She didn't spend much time catching the attention of a talent scout. That meeting would be pivotal in her career as an actress. Her big break occurred when renowned British theatre director Sir Peter Hall, who had trained many famous actors, was casting for a new cast for his play The Royal Family. Despite her lack of training as an actress, his perceptive eye revealed that Emily was gifted with an uncommon charisma and skill. Her riveting performance in a high-stakes audition led Hall to make the surprising and audacious choice of casting her as Gwen right away. Emily had her big break when she was only 18 years old, playing beside the great Dame Judi Dench, the stuff of acting dreams for every young actor. It was a huge setback as well as a big break. She went from having just 6 months of acting instruction to stepping onto the stage night after night, completely engrossed in her character, and earning a meager £350 each week. It was a little sum, but it was the beginning of a far bigger goal for her. It was impossible to deny Emily's skill. She persisted in creating a sensation on TV and in the theater. Her incisive performance in Timeless Beauty made a lasting impact in 2003's Boudica and Henry VIII, two historical plays in which she featured. With her portrayal of a defiant young woman entangled in a complicated same-sex affair in the 2004 independent film My Summer of Love, she achieved a breakthrough. The film proved that Emily has both good looks and acting chops, and it received critical praise despite not being a Hollywood blockbuster. Her breakout performance was in 2005's Gideon's Daughter. The picture did double duty. It cemented her status in the US and gave her her first Golden Globe, an impressive achievement for a young British actress. At this point, Emily Blunt had formally entered the realm of genuine Hollywood stardom. Advancement in one's profession. In 2006, the watershed moment fame befalls Emily Blunt as a result of The Devil Wears Prada. Emily Blunt nearly blew her opportunity to star in The Devil Wears Prada, despite Hollywood's abundance of memorable parts. The company first considered Winona Ryder and dozens of other actresses for the part, but none of them were a good match. Emily was brought in only after all other possibilities had been tried by the production. To everyone's surprise, she turned out to be the ideal fit for Emily Charlton. Meryl Streep herself acknowledged that Blunt's entrance injected the picture with new life. Streep discussed Emily in an interview. Emily Blunt's career took a dramatic turn for the better after The Devil Wears Prada. She received Golden Globe and British Academy Picture Award nominations for Best Supporting Actress for the picture, which became a worldwide hit and made over $326 million. A lot of people thought Emily Charlton was the film's real soul because of how much they appreciated her attitude, humor, and keen presence. Although the on-screen performance was faultless, filming was actually a very challenging experience. Emily and Anne Hathaway adhered to a rigorous food regimen in order to preserve their reputation as high-fashion assistants. Later on, Hathaway said that they had both cried out in desperation due to hunger, but that they felt they had no other option. Additionally, Emily mentioned that her favorite sequence to film was when her character was ill. This might be because it allowed her a much-needed break from the hectic filming schedule. A little-known truth is that when playing Miranda Priestley, Meryl Streep kept her distance from the other performers. Streep, in contrast to Stanley Tucci, Anne Hathaway, and Emily Blunt, seldom spoke with the other actors. Instead, she sat in her own car, avoided small talk, and kept up her icy, commanding performance. She spoke clean about how this helped her maintain the appropriate frame of mind while filming Miranda Priestley to make sure she genuinely scared her on-screen aides. The backstory behind Stanley Tucci's casting in the film is another intriguing one. According to him, the production had already cast a number of performers before he was offered the part, and he had just 3 days to be ready since filming had already started. "They essentially tried everyone in the globe before choosing me," Tucci joked. In your opinion, was Emily Blunt the ideal actress to play Emily Charlton? Emily Blunt was left with a dilemma after The Devil Wears Prada: either conform to her role as the witty assistant or challenge herself to show what else she was capable of. There was no turning back her decision to go with the second option. From historical drama The Young Victoria, in which she represented Queen Victoria and garnered a coveted Golden Globe nomination, to comedy, romance, The Jane Austen Reading Club, and even a real-life encounter with Steve Carell's character Dan, Emily wasted little time dabbling in a wide range of genres. The part called for profound feeling and regal poise, both of which the actor lacked. Not only did young Victoria solidify her image as a talented actor, but her successes also proved that she could effectively play the major part. However, Emily surprised everyone by branching out into action and science fiction, two genres that not many actresses are able to excel in, rather than remaining confined to prestige films or historical dramas. Her next big hit was 2014's Edge of Tomorrow. In the film, Emily co-starred with Tom Cruise as the unconventional female sidekick Rita Vertasky, a powerful and determined fighter. She trained extensively in the deadly art of Krav Maga, which she also performed herself, and she also conducted a lot of her own stunts. What is the outcome? Blunt was the center of attention, shocking both viewers and reviewers. Sicario, 2015, in which she played an FBI agent conflicted by his conscience and his duty to the law, was another showcase for her ability. Nominations for the picture at the Academy Awards show that Blunt was not hesitant to play complicated, dark parts. John Krasinski, Emily's husband, directed the 2018 picture A Quiet Place, which catapulted her to stardom. She gave an incredibly moving, disturbing, and remarkably authentic performance as the film's female protagonist, going above and beyond the call of duty. Emily held the audience spellbound at all times with her expressive facial expressions, body language, and quiet passion, even though she seldom spoke a word. The fact that she was able to carry a whole movie without resorting to long speeches was demonstrated by her win for Best Supporting Actress at the SAG Awards, which she received for this part. It was surprising, nevertheless, to many. The role of Black Widow in Marvel films nearly went to Emily Blunt. Originally, Marvel wanted Emily to play the part, but she turned it down because of schedule issues. Scarlett Johansson then took over. Not wanting to be tied down to a long-term franchise, she later turned down the part of Captain Marvel as well. While this was something that many fans were unhappy about, it did allow her to go out and play characters who were more complicated and unexpected. When asked about his wife's abilities, John Krasinski previously expressed profound respect. When she steps into a room, the vibe instantly shifts. A real-life superpower, if you will. Indeed, Emily Blunt's talents extend well beyond the realm of acting. A phenomenon, she is. Plays a variety of roles in Hollywood, including those involving horror, science fiction, action, and drama. Blunt, who refuses to play it safe, never fails to wow with her fearless portrayal of complex characters. Emily Blunt has accomplished the impossible, rejecting a part as a Marvel superhero, and is clearly far from done. Few actors can pull off a film that successfully combines action, horror, and drama. Life outside of work and marriage connection to Michael Bublé. Love in Hollywood may be as luminous as a love song or as shattered as a Hollywood scandal. Emily Blunt's relationship with musician Michael Bublé was hot and stormy and made headlines for years before she settled down with John Krasinski. They first came to public prominence in 2005, when they started dating. Michael Bublé composed the song Everything for Emily, and the two even made public appearances together and shared meaningful remarks. With its message of a seemingly complete love and an ideal partnership, the song went on to become one of his most popular compositions. Their love tale was delicate, like many things that appear too lovely. Michael Bublé's alleged adultery sparked a dramatic breakup for the pair in 2008. Emily chose to stay silent while Bublé came clean about his shortcomings as a lover, including his blunders, leaked texts, and suspicions of an outside influence. Their relationship ended as a result of all of it. Emily was characteristically discreet as she ended the relationship, choosing not to address the pain or the real reasons for their breakup. It was clear, nevertheless, of one thing. With that, she turned around and never came back. Almost immediately after, Emily crossed paths with John Krasinski, the man who would provide her a love that was more subdued but profound, unburdened by scandals and founded on firm ground. John Krasinski and his wife? An authentic love tale? The long-lasting love shared by Emily Blunt and John Krasinski stands out in Hollywood, where flings and high-profile splits are prevalent. They are an example of an unpretentious love that has survived the pressures of stardom and is a powerful force in the entertainment world. But few realize that Emily had no clue who John was when they initially met. During a meal out in 2008, Emily and a mutual acquaintance were joined at the table by John Krasinski, who was unexpectedly recognized by the friend. John was just a nice and humorous man to Emily back then, as she had never watched the American version of The Office. His meteoric rise to fame was completely unknown to her. Upon approaching, John paid little mind to his companion, Justin Theroux, and instead concentrated on making Emily giggle. In retrospect, Emily remembered that he went without food. What really hooked me was when he stood there and did stand-up routines. The sentiment appeared to be reciprocated. It didn't take John long to realize he had found his soulmate. Emily hesitated no time responding to the question of whether or not she felt a feeling of destiny in their meeting. Without a doubt, yes. I was aware right away. John had been a longtime admirer of Emily's art before they met, which is an intriguing fact. When he met Emily, he had to admit his fascination with the film The Devil Wears Prada, which he had watched more than 75 times. Fortunately, I still chose to date him, Emily laughed afterwards. I may have contacted the authorities if that hadn't happened. Each of them made a pact when they started dating not to allow their celebrity status get in the way of their relationship. Our relationship is far more than that of two Hollywood stars, as John once said. Nothing more than a couple in love. When they were at home, they focused on enjoying each other's company rather than talking about their jobs. Because of this, they were able to evade the temptations and stresses that are common in the entertainment business. John asked Emily to be his wife with an exquisite engagement ring after they had been together for 2 years, and she accepted without hesitation. They had married intimate ceremony in one of the world's most beautiful locales, Lake Como, in July 2010. Jenna Fisher, who plays Pam Beasley on The Office, also tied the knot a week before Jim and Pam's wedding, so much so that viewers began to wonder if the couple had tied the knot. In stark contrast to Jenna's modest ceremony, Emily and John's secret wedding was a fairy tale come to life, attended by just immediate family and friends and shrouded in secrecy to avoid prying eyes from the press. John Krasinski's 2018 horror movie A Quiet Place was the culmination of a labor of love for the director and actor. He was worried that Emily's career may take a hit if the picture bombed, therefore he originally had no intention of hiring her. Emily had previously promised to go visit Mary Poppins with her second kid, and she had just given birth. However, she was so affected by the writing that she sobbed and begged John to cast her right away. It was a real challenge to film. Concerned about the impact on his marriage, John felt tremendous pressure to guide his own life. Everyone was worried that their relationship might suffer if they worked together on such a huge production. After all, many Hollywood couples have broken up after starring in blockbuster films. This, however, was not the case. They were closer than before because of the film. Emily was honored with the SAG Award for Best Supporting Actress for her performance in A Quiet Place, which was a smash hit at the box office. Without speaking a word, she had to portray strong emotions for the part. And her performance, which was both honest and emotionally charged, utterly enthralled the crowd. The film was a watershed moment in their careers, but it was also a reflection of the remarkable marriage they had. Family is Emily and John's first priority, no matter how hectic their schedules get. They cherish every moment they get to spend with their two girls, Hazel, born in 2014, and Violet, born in 2016, and they never miss a chance to do so. Staying away from the perpetual media circus in Hollywood, Emily and John choose for a low-key, modest existence, unlike many celebrity couples. After escaping the clutches of the paparazzi, they made their home in Brooklyn, New York. More than anything else, Emily wished for her girls to experience genuine joy and an insatiable curiosity about the world. Parents also try to keep their children out of the limelight as much as possible. I really hope Hazel and Violet can have a completely typical upbringing. Emily Blunt and John Krasinski's affection for one another hasn't changed in almost a decade of being together. They embody the ideal of an unassuming love that doesn't require celebrity or fortune to flourish. In all aspects of their lives, from work to play, they are inseparable, best friends, and soulmates. Their journey, which begins with a random encounter at a restaurant and culminates in a lovely family with two girls, is reminiscent of a real-life romance film, the kind that viewers wish would go on forever. I find it rather funny that their girls are completely uninterested in following in their mother's professional footsteps. Hazel sternly admonished Emily, "Mom, take off that ridiculous wig," when she played Mary Poppins in Mary Poppins Returns. At a Super Bowl party, she glanced at the TV, said, "Ha! Cool," and then walked away after watching the trailer for A Quiet Place. When asked about it, Emily chuckled and said it was typical of British parents. Ignore anything upsetting for 10 years before you deal with it. The fact that Julie Andrews is still her daughter's favorite Mary Poppins adds insult to injury. Hazel and Violet adored Julie Andrews in both versions, ignoring their own mother entirely, even though Emily had purposefully forbidden them from watching the original before production began. Persistence and impact. Along with being a phenomenal actor, Emily Blunt is also one of Hollywood's most multi-talented and consequential artists. Not only is she a gifted actor, but she also has an extraordinary knack for bringing her daring character choices to life. As well as the fact that she mesmerizes viewers with her genuine portrayal of each character. Unconstrained by genre, she has nailed the roles of a strong queen in Victoria's Youth, a courageous warrior in Edge of Tomorrow, and a distraught mother in A Quiet Place. Actors of the next generation look up to her, and her performances never fail to move them. Demonstrating that contrary to sexist assumptions, a woman may play a role that requires her to be both vulnerable and powerful. Emily Blunt's skills are multi-talented. Even fewer people are aware that she had aspirations of being a professional musician before deciding to pursue a career in movies. She was a talented cellist who reached the 8th grade level. In addition to her impressive career, Emily Blunt is known as a symbol of secrecy and mystery in the entertainment world. A lot of famous people have started using social media to further their own brands, but Emily isn't one of them. She doesn't post about her private life on social media and doesn't have an Instagram or Twitter account. She prefers to live her life in solitude, away from the scrutiny of the public. As a result, she has become one of Hollywood's most underappreciated actresses and has managed to differentiate herself from many of her peers with an air of refined sophistication. Though she plays bold and courageous roles, Emily Blunt actually suffers from uncommon phobias in real life. Despite her acrophobia, or fear of heights, she refuses to use a body duplicate when she does risky acts. Furthermore, she confesses that gloves have caused her the willies ever since she was a little girl, and she has an illogical fear of them. Emily Blunt has been recognized as one of the most attractive women in the world, and she has also dominated Hollywood with blockbusters. Her timeless good looks and refined, subtle elegance have earned her multiple appearances on T.C. Candler's list of the 100 most beautiful faces. Her charisma alone aren't enough to make her memorable, though. A fiercely autonomous lady who is always testing her own boundaries. Superpowers were previously attributed to John Krasinski's wife. Yes, Emily Blunt is famous for more than only her acting. She is remarkable. She personifies perseverance, adaptability, and commitment. Aside from making an indelible impression on viewers, her meteoric rise to stardom is also influencing the careers of aspiring actors. Fearless women who seize opportunities fearlessly go out of their comfort zones and defy stereotypes. Here and now. Emily Blunt has been a film powerhouse for years, and she shows no signs of letting up. Rather, she has been seeking out new, more deep storylines that represent her progress in the film business, and she continues to challenge herself with ambitious projects in both her acting and producing careers. In 2025, Emily Blunt will feature in a Martin Scorsese-directed big-budget crime picture set in Hawaii, alongside Leonardo DiCaprio, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Blunt herself. Set in Hawaii in the 1960s and 1970s, when the state was still a young American territory, the film looks like it will be an intense and riveting drama. An worldwide crime organization and a local mafia lord are at odds over who gets possession of certain land. Be that as it may, this is no ordinary criminal thriller. Additionally, it mirrors a crucial and tumultuous period in Hawaii's past. It is worth mentioning that the original concept for this project was put out by Emily Blunt and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. They collaborated on Jungle Cruise before pitching the idea to the filmmaking combo of Leonardo DiCaprio and Martin Scorsese, who have created a string of critically acclaimed films. Nothing is known at this time regarding Emily's function, but one thing is definite. Everything is within reach, thanks to her extraordinary adaptability. Is she going to play a journalist hell-bent on exposing the sinister forces at work, or a formidable lady working behind the scenes of the criminal underworld? In any event, her performance is definitely something to anticipate. Renowned action actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who has never dabbled in Martin Scorsese's intricate psychological crime dramas, is likewise making a daring career move with this movie. The decision to cast him in a picture that harkens back to the golden age of filmmaking is surprising. Will he be successful in demonstrating that he can provide a powerful dramatic performance? Emily Blunt has opted for a low-key existence away from the mayhem of Hollywood, even though her career is soaring. She and John Krasinski have made Brooklyn, New York, their permanent home, rather than Los Angeles, where most celebrities reside. Whenever I go out, I always seem like a regular guy with my baseball cap and sweats, as Emily previously revealed. No one in Brooklyn gives a hoot about famous people. This choice does not emanate from her alone. The seclusion of Brooklyn has enticed many famous people to make it their home, including Adam Driver and Matt Damon. Serenity and a robust feeling of belonging, qualities that Hollywood utterly fails to provide. Emily Blunt exemplifies the transformative power of unwavering determination. Ever since she was a tiny girl with a stutter, she has overcome obstacles, refused to settle for mediocrity, and transformed herself on screen to become one of the most gifted actors in the world. However, Emily's outstanding job is not the only thing that distinguishes her. What makes her stand out in Hollywood is her unwavering commitment to being herself. Her life is perfect. All four of these things: skill, notoriety, romantic interest, and approval from her mates. Although Hollywood is rife with stars, none can compare to Emily Blunt. Have you any thoughts about Emily's adventure? So, which of her jobs left the most impression on you? To see her most recent metamorphosis in her next endeavor, be sure to check in. Feel free to leave a comment and show your support by liking and subscribing, making sure you don't miss any more motivational tales. Looking forward to seeing you in the after video post.